Bridging the gap between brand and authenticity. Okay, let's get real for a second. I have a confession to make. For way too long, I was obsessed with having the perfect brand. Like meticulously curated Instagram feed, perfectly worded website copy, the whole shebang. I thought that was the key to success. But here's the thing, it felt like I was playing a role, like I was auditioning for the part of successful coach every single day. I was so busy trying to project this image of having it all together that I completely lost touch with who I actually am? I was getting clients, sure, but it felt hollow, like I was attracting people to a facade, not to the real me. And honestly, it was exhausting, trying to maintain this perfect persona instead of just showing up as myself. Anyone else ever feel this way? Like you're creating content that doesn't even sound like you anymore? I'd look at my own posts and think, who is this person? And where did they learn to use so many stock photos? Seriously, where does this pressure come from? To be this perfectly polished, always on guru level version of ourselves? For me, the biggest red flag was when I started feeling detached from my own work. Like I was just churning out content to fill a quota. I was so focused on what I thought the market wanted that I completely forgot what I wanted to say. And that's when I knew something had to change. I was sacrificing my authenticity at the altar of market appeal. I'm sharing all this because I know I'm not alone. We're all bombarded with messages about how we should be branding ourselves. And it's easy to get caught up in the hype. To think that a fancy logo and a perfectly crafted bio are the keys to unlocking your dream business. But what if we're focusing on the wrong things? What if all that branding is actually getting in the way of our core purpose, to provide genuine value? I hope that by being honest about my own struggles, I can create a connection with you, a sense of, okay, I'm not the only one feeling this way. Because let's face it, the coaching and creative industries can be brutal. There's so much pressure to be on all the time. And it's easy to lose sight of who you are in the process, to start feeling like a fraud, even when you're actually really good at what you do. So if you're feeling lost in your own content, if you're questioning the authenticity of your brand, this is for you. If you're yearning to reconnect with your genuine voice and expertise, you're in the right place. Because I believe it's possible to build a successful business without sacrificing your soul, without turning into a marketing robot. The first step is to shed all the performative aspects of your branding and marketing, all the things you think you should be doing, but that don't feel authentic to you. Start by asking yourself, what do I actually want to say? What am I truly passionate about? And then just say it in your own voice without worrying about whether it's on brand or not. When you embrace your authenticity, something magical happens. You start attracting people who resonate with the real you. You build stronger, more meaningful connections with your audience, relationships based on genuine value, not just a polished facade. And that's when the real magic happens, when you're able to make a real impact on people's lives, because you're showing up as your true self. Ultimately, embracing authenticity leads to a more fulfilling coaching or creative practice. You're not just going through the motions, you're actually enjoying what you do. And you're more effective because you're connecting with people on a deeper level. You're not just selling them something, you're helping them transform their lives. So let's bridge the gap between the polished facade and the authentic self. Let's build businesses that are not only successful, but also deeply meaningful. If this hit home, grab the free 7-minute reset, unbrand yourself, links below. And hey, if you're into real talk, no fluff, and spiritual fire with a side of sarcasm, like, share, and subscribe. I've got more where this came from, and I'll see you on the other side.